Here we are on Clothesline, the show where we wring them clean, string them up and put them to dry on the clothesline. It's the season of returning things, and things returning, and I'm not just talking about Tanu weds, Manu returns. Not even ghar wapsi. To protest the perceived growing intolerance in the country, many writers from across the country have returned their awards. And here is a list of people who have returned their Sahitya Academy and Padma Shri awards, which is getting longer and longer every single day. And we threw in Chetan Bhagat and Shobha De's name in that list to see if you're paying attention, which many of you are not, thanks to the age of Twitter and Facebook, where people have attention spans as short as Chirag Paswan's acting career. And I'm talking about Bollywood, not what he's up to now, which is also acting. Since people are all about returning stuff, we have a few suggestions from Newslaundry. Could Vijay Mallya please return his debt? Could Subrata Roy please return the money of his depositors? Could Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family please return 60 years of our lives, even though most of you watching are well below that age? You would get extra credits. Could Aishwarya Rai please return the ticket money for her comeback film? And could Modi ji please return the plank of development that he was walking on while campaigning, but is now being used as firewood by what many would call the lunatic fringe, but are so many and so fashionable that they are no longer just a fringe, they are the Savna cut. Last time on the Clothesline, we showed you how dengue has been causing havoc in Delhi. But a mosquito is finally a mosquito. It does not know any boundary of Delhi or Mumbai or Aam Aadmi or film stars. Because according to India TV, this is what happened in Mumbai.
अनिल कपूर जितेंद्र के घर डेंगू मच्छर का लार्वा मिला. इसके अलावा जूही चावला के घर भी डेंगू का लार्वा मिलने पर इन्हें नोटिस जारी किया गया है.
Was this news? And they had the audacity to put a Gateway of India photograph for Juhi Chawla? I know she's getting old, but that's stretching it. If Juhi Chawla is a 20th century monument, what am I? Purana killer? So, a few days ago, there was a very high-profile visit to the United States of America of someone who wears his religion on his sleeve, someone whose each move is noticed by the media, whose speeches have a remarkable impact, someone who is worshipped by his followers, if not as God, but as his incarnation on earth, someone everyone wanted to click a selfie with. I'm of course talking about the Pope. What did you think? Really, people? Think different. Now, usually Modi ji visits are a big blow to NDTV. This time, the Pope's visit was a big blow to NDTV because they ran this ticker. Crusader Pope? Really, NDTV? Crusader? Is that what you came up with? The last person to make such a gaffe was this man who used the crusade word to describe his war on terror. Now, rumor has it, most people in the NDTV stable fancy themselves mildly smarter than the dubia. For those who aren't from NDTV and may not know better, which even NDTV didn't, as they believe they should have, crusades are the holy war between Muslims and Christians. So calling a pope a crusader is almost equivalent to calling a Muslim scholar a jihadi. No wonder we see Barkha's reaction doing facepalm so often. From one demigod who revels in over-the-top costume changes to the other. The most talked about aspects of Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States were the meetings with Silicon Valley CEOs. All these meetings with the CEOs of Google, Apple, Facebook had tongues wagging, not in India, but in Pakistan. Like a typical Desi parent, the Pakistani media lashed out at their Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Kyun Nawaz? पड़ोस की मोदी आंटी दा बेटा 90 मार्क्स लेके आया और तूने कमा सेकंड डिवीजन तेनू की होया खोते.
इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब भी आते हैं तो उनकी टीम उनके लिए बेहतरीन मौके पैदा करके रखती है और बड़ी कंपनी से मुलाकात होती है और हम ब्रुकलिन के ग्रोसरी स्टोर के मालिकान से मिल रहे होते हैं. तो हमें हमारा कब अप्रोच होगी, आपकी टीम कब ऐसा होगी कि जब ऐसा हो कि आप आए तो आपकी बड़ी बड़ी मुलाकात हो जिससे पाकिस्तान का कद बुलंद होता है.
ओहो हो आप ग्रोसरी स्टोर के मालिकों से मिलके आ जाते हैं, says the Pakistani journalist to his prime minister. I'm offended. Mr. Pakistan journalist, every grocery store from New Jersey to the Bay Area is owned by a Patel bhai or a Sindhi bhai who will have all the time for Modi ji and none for Prime Minister Sharif. But that was not all. The comparison was at every level.
PM Nawaz room costed $8,000 per night. और तकरीबन कोई नरेंद्र मोदी stayed in a room of $1,100.
Really? How expensive was his hotel room compared to Prime Minister Modi's? This desi competitiveness reminds me of this.
My son is not independent or modern. No. In fact, he's very old-fashioned and very dependent.
Really? Well, my son is married with children and he's still happy to live at home with me and rely on me for everything. Such a good boy.
Well, Mike's son can't even boil an egg or tie his own shoelaces without my help. That's how dependent my son is.
Oh, shoelaces? My son still wears those shoes with the Velcro straps. And if I'm not there to help him, he puts them on the wrong feet.
Big deal. My son is so dependent that he cries every time he's hungry. And he eats his own snot.
I'm still breastfeeding.
Me too.
हद है बस अब इसकी कसर रह गई.
Well, how big is his danda?
How big is his danda?
You tell me.
Now that we've laughed enough at the Pakistani media and their Prime Minister, one thing does strike you. Can you imagine an Indian journalist having the courage to ask such a question to our Prime Minister? यहाँ तो even the Prime Minister's right-hand man has anchors stuttering and stammering.
आप इतने उछल कर 5 दिन से दादरी कर रहे हैं राहुल कंवल, जहाँ पर हिंदू लड़कों को मार दिया गया है. वहाँ पर कितने अरेस्ट हुए आपने स्टडी किया है?
शिकायत है वेस्टर्न यूपी में कि कार्रवाई नहीं हुई.
शिकायत नहीं है, हकीकत है. और राहुल कंवल क्यों चुप है मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ. आज तक क्यों चुप है मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ.
हमने सवाल
आप लोग भी समाजवादी पार्टी के साथ मिले हुए
नहीं, हम किसी से नहीं मिले. वो तो हमसे बड़े परेशान रहते हैं.
अगर जर्नलिस्ट भी ऐसे हो जाएंगे तो मुझे लगता है
हमने पहले आपको.
The one event that made my eyes well up with tears was Narendra Modi's Facebook event.
अड़ोस पड़ोस के घरों में बर्तन साफ करना, पानी भरना, मजदूरी करना.
No, not that reason. My eyes welled up because कितने अरमान थे मेरे कि newslaundry would be the first to host Narendra Modi in a Facebook town hall meeting. I had even chapoed the posters, invited guests, run promos on television, but end time पे show cancel हो गया. Phooti kismat. So there was also this one debate that proved that sensible, informative, smart debate is possible on Indian television news. And even more so, it is possible on Times Now. Yes, surprise, with Arnab as anchor. A bigger surprise. That was the big debate on the National Judicial Appointment Commission, where everyone had such amazing inputs that we were all really impressed. There was the formidable Justice Lodha making some compelling points.
Can Mr. Jaitley explain to me why in 1997, when for the first time a second attempt was made, then in 2003, when Mr. Jaitley was law minister, when 2013, when the UPA government was there, and 2014, why the structure of National Judicial Commission, which was introduced by 67th Constitution Bill, was changed.
The eloquent and brilliant Arun Jaitley, with his informed perspective at his convincing best.
And because politicians are wretched people, we must save the institution and make it a Gymkhana club where members appoint new members, and therefore the involvement of these politicians vitiates the whole process, and it's necessary for independence of judiciary that only judges appoint.
The soft-spoken Soli Sorabji, with his clever little quips as Jaitley's wingman.
The question is, in the appointment process, I believe the judges should have an important role, but not an exclusive role. Point out one modern democracy in the world in which a judges exclusively appoint the judges.
Rajiv Dhawan, at his aggressive, impassioned and combative best as Lodha's wingman.
Unfortunately, the NJAC was a khichdi. It was a badly formulated khichdi.
And hell, even Arnab stayed quiet mostly and interjected with brilliant wit and perfect timing.
Justice Lodha, see, if you were the Chief Justice today, would you agree and appreciate if the recommendations made and the proceedings were all subject to RTI?
Mr. Jaitley, equally, would you bring political parties under the RTI?
So the question to ask was, pray, what was Swapan Das Gupta's role in this clash of Maharathis?
Mr. Swapan Gupta, I am suggest Das Gupta, whatever Gupta you may be.
No,
I
the
am
name is very important.
Now, what valuable input, you might ask, was he providing in this battle of the greats? I'll tell you. For that, you have to understand television and film. For every super hit, there is the main storyline and characters, and there is the parallel relief. And that, dear viewer, is what Swapan was doing here. And Arnab, on your next serious debate, whenever that might happen, we expect none less than Manishankar Iyer providing the comic relief.
So bloody what? Huh? So bloody what?
But that serious debate, it seems, is still some time away, as shortly after the NJAC debate, Times Now and Arnab were back to doing what they do best.
Have you finished?
That child
Have you finished, Ragini? Have you finished, Ragini? Have you finished? Don't make a speech. Don't make a speech. No, I know my name. You don't have to repeat my name so many times.
But the moment that stole it from me was this.
This is a picture that I'm showing you. They're habitual offenders.
I also have a picture.
This is a picture. Semi-naked youth workers of Congress in front of the Speaker's house.
You and your party did not even spare Arvind Kejriwal's own children by featuring them in this horrible cartoon.
Cartoon? That's not real children. That's a cartoon, Mr. Gopal.
This News Laundry's comic book, Amar Bari, Tomar Bari, Nakshal Bari by Sumit Kumar. Click here to buy this book. Here. This was not an ad. We don't have ads. We have this. You know they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, which is why on Arnab's show you needed 3, because anything less than 3,000 words per minute said by 5 different people simultaneously isn't good enough for the news hour. An interesting PIL that landed up in the Supreme Court last month, filed by Mrs. Harvinder Chowdhury, was asking for a ban on Sikh jokes and Santa Banta jokes. I tell you, हमारे देश में either people are totally insensitive or oversensitive. A ban on making a joke? Really? But the courts had some brilliant moments during this argument. Mrs. Chowdhury submitted that Prime Minister Modi says Biharis are intelligent people. You must have heard Prime Minister Modi's speeches while campaigning in Bihar. But, stated Mrs. Chowdhury, when it comes to us, meaning Sikhs, everyone tries to poke fun. The bench replied, I quote, don't worry, when Modi goes to Punjab, he will say Sikhs are also intelligent people. Wah! What a great understanding, not just of humour, but politics as well. Hats off, Your Honours, Justice Thakur and Justice Gopala Gowda. Now it's time for some award wapsi musings. But before I get to our musings, let's have some amusings. Slightly cheap joke, never mind. The caliber of debate in our television studios and among intellectuals on editorial pages has reached a level of whataboutery that can only be articulated by Santa Banta jokes. And pay attention, because these could be the last you hear. You must have heard the thakawa arguments of why did X not object to Y, and where was Y when Z happened, and where X, Y and Z may have nothing to do with each other. The competitors Santa and Banta ran into each other in the market. So Santa tells Banta, "Bhai Bante, तेरी साइकिल के टायर के हवा निकल गई है पीछे." Banta comes back with the quick resort. तो क्या हुआ संते, तेरी बहन भी तो पिछले साल ड्राइवर के साथ भज गई सी. That unfortunately is the level of debate. Here's another. You know the Indian habit of not wanting to take a stand on any issue, but only on personal interest? You can call it the frog in well syndrome, or I never spoke up syndrome, or coalition compulsion syndrome as stated by Santa, Manmohan Singh. Allow me to explain. Banta tells Santa, "Oye, ghar jal raha hai." Santa says, "Menu ki." Banta says, "Oh, tera kar jal raha hai." Santa says, "Tennu ki." And Ravi Shastri says, no matter whose ghar jalos, fire is the real winner. Coming back to our musings, the award wapsi torrent continues from writers to academics and filmmakers and scientists. So hum bhi inspired ho gaye. Not to return any award. We would never either win or return an award. But we are inspired to rap. August 30th, Karbugi shot dead because rationalism he did spread.
The Bajrangal Bullet, Shetty Sek Danga Dog's death is fine. And guess, Bhagwan, you be next in line.
Nen Tara Saigal returns her award. Killing dissent is what she abhorred.
Other writers follow her like a horde. Stop getting authors, we want freedom. They roared.
Mahesh Sharma, doctor, culture queen B, said writers, so stop writing, then we'll see.
Ramugu has said threats to freedom are nothing new. We know our liberties are far between and few.
Arun Jaitley wrote, the Revolt is manufactured. Congress fighting back. Broken and fractured.
Amitabh Ghosh said the government tacitly enables attacks. The Satire Academy clearly are spineless hacks.
To that none echoes. Why not in 84? Because Congress stooges were sweeping the floor.
Gunzal supported writers returning their awards. He said, I've never seen such intolerant cause.
Twitter said, secular Gunzal belongs in the bin.
दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन.
Admiral Ramdas wrote, communalism is India's crying shame. His Hinduism, their Hinduism is just not the same. Tweeters said, the lip-tart Ramdas's views stank. He should be taken to sea and made to walk the plank.
Kamal Hassan said to eat beef is his right. Why should other people get so uptight? Sakshi Maharaj demanded death row for Kasora. The cow is like his mother and even his daughter.
Rishi Kapoor weighed in. I eat beef when abroad. What's food got to do with religion and God?
Sangeetam roared, cow killers will not be spared. It's not rocket science why some are running scared.
October 20th, 2 Dalit kids burnt in a fire. The tension is thick, we're down to the wire.
General VK Singh reacted with for every dog being stoned. How can the government or I be asked to respond?
October 9th, Prasant Pujari killed and how for anti-beef activism and protecting the cow. And so it carries on, a never-ending spiral of you versus us and the Twitter venom viral. So is the media giving the Modi government a bad rap, or is the Modi government giving the media a bad rap?
Problem with Shwapan's analysis, or rather I should say the problem with this government's attitude, is that they just don't have the stomach to take any criticism.
That here is a bunch of complete ignoramuses who are running the show, who are bigoted, who are communal, who have no idea of what constitutes India, and these interlopers must at the first available opportunity be got rid of.
Do you think the BJP realizes that they're imitating the worst of Indira Gandhi?
Can the Modi government and the media kiss and make up? Can they?
तुम्हारे मेरे बीच एक दीवार है भाई और जब तक ये दीवार है हम एक छत के नीचे नहीं रह सकते.
Above all, if we can't laugh at ourselves, we have no right to laugh at others.
What is remarkable is the lack of proportion and the complete absence of a sense of humor. There's a line here where I say there's a certain kind of Hindu who prays to the sun god, drinks a glass of cow's milk and begins serves the net for secular heresies. And I'm told that Twitter is, ablaze. I'm not on social media, but I'm told Twitter is ablaze with attacks on me. How dare you say cow's milk? No, it's an ironical, humorous remark. Surely Hindus have to be tolerant and be willing to make a couple of jokes at their own expense.
Here's a bonus. The image of the RSS is aggressive and belligerent. But here's a surprise. Listen to Mohan Bhagwat, chief of the RSS.
डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम अभी हमें छोड़ गए. उनके आखिरी भाषण में उन्होंने क्या कहा था वो आपको प्रमुख अतिथि जी ने बताया. देश की नई पीढ़ी में इस भावना को एक मिशन के रूप में प्रज्वलित करने के लिए जीवन भर वो खटते रहे. उन्होंने पूरा जीवन इसमें लगा दिया.
On 2nd of October, the first anniversary of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the India Today group organized the Safai Giri Awards, which they announced with no breaking news and no commercials during the awards ceremony. But आज से कितना पैसे कमाओगे? इतना नहीं कि मोदी का प्यार खरीदा जा सके.
बड़ा सौदागर बन गया है रे. तू अभी इतना अमीर नहीं हुआ बेटा.
कि मोदी को खरीद सके मित्रों.
Now let's play a game. I'm going to announce a series of news headlines and you have to tell me which is real and which is satire. Somnath Bharati's pet dog, Don, gets a clean chit from the court.
Satire.
No, that's real news. In the Bihar elections, Lalu Yadav's elder son is reported to be 25 and the younger son to be 26 years old.
Satire.
No, that's real news again. Sundar Pichai's father-in-law is marrying at the age of 70 plus and that was covered in the news.
Satire.
No, that's real news. 8 of the Iranian women football team are not women. They are men looking for a sex change. Satire. No, that's real news reported by the Daily Telegraph. A pigeon stuffed in a rocket and blasted to please Andhra Pradesh Congress leaders. Satire. No, that's real news. I think they thought the pigeons needed the escape velocity of Jupiter. Vijay Goyal had posters outside his house comparing Narendra Modi and Mahatma Gandhi. Satire. No, real again. A panel formed by the Aam Aadmi Party has recommended to increase Delhi MLA salaries fourfold to up to 3 lakhs per month.
No way!
It's real. Okay, how about this one? The government is planning a ban on all the non-veg jokes to promote vegetarianism all over the country.
Real news?
No, that's satire. But who knows when it becomes real news? And then it would be a moot point. Now, the media has been called various names in the past. There is prostitute, news traders, but Lalu Prasad Yadav has raised the bar or lowered it, depending on which side of the bar you're on. किधर है बम्बू?
ये ज्यादा है जो कोई बोला हमें नाम से उनको क्या कहना है देखो ये कोई शैतान आदमी ही है जो इस तरह का बात मेरे मुंह में डाल के चला रहा है
ओहो लालू जी गुस्सा थूक दीजिए एक्चुअली नो वो तो सारा टाइम वैसे ही करते रहते हैं आप डब स्मैश कीजिए
प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों अच्छे दिन
हिंदुस्तान के एक एक गरीब आदमी को मुफ्त में 15-20 लाख रुपए यूं ही मिल जाए.
So in case you miss any of Modi's rallies in Bihar, you can still attend Lalu's because if not original, you will at least get the cheap imitation. Times now has been setting new records on the number of guests on a panel, from 6 to 8 to 10 and even 12. But now they have a new record of the number of guests on a panel who are speaking together simultaneously, not 2 or 3. That we're used to. But 5, well done.
You are writers above question.
The first time you are on there, even a kindergarten student is smiling and laughing at you all.
MR Venkatesh, we can make the same point in a civil manner.
No, Arnab, you can't. Then it wouldn't be the news hour. Arnab, don't make it civilized or even civil. In the absence of any decent action films, we turn to you. You are our bread and butter. No, really. Dekho.
Intellectuals in this country mean which side of the bread is buttered. That is what they should know. And this bread was invariably buttered on the left-hand side of the bread.
If the bread was buttered, then why are you not following the government?
The point is
buttering his bread?
Nobody is buttering my bread.
And then the perennial entertainer on the news hour, Sambit. Patra.
See, I'll answer that in a very subtle way. Please get the point and don't take it otherwise.
जरा दर्द से मैं बोलूँगी. अरे तुम्हारी इसी subtleness पे हम मरते हैं संबित जी.
See, I'll answer that in a very subtle way. Please get the point.
By God की कसम, be subtle. Standing by for subtlety.
If someone saves the tiger, then someone is called as a great environmentalist. What? If someone saves the dog, he is called as a great social worker. What? If someone saves the cow, then he is called a Hindu fanatic.
I don't understand what you're saying.
This is the problem with the nation right now.
Hey, that's not subtle. That's kathal. Kathal ki sabzi, which makes no sense, right? Just like Sambit. I really must wrap up because I'm becoming as nonsensical as a serious TV debate. And we're merely satire. But we do appreciate a sensible rant when we see one. We're on the same page as Shobha Day, not of her passionate pulp novels, but this viewpoint.
I just want to say this, if you would care to listen politely, that the real conspiracy right now seems to be to stifle independent voices, to attack writers and thinkers and poets and filmmakers and anybody who is seen as a dissenter.
Before I go, we also had our caption contest, and this episode's winner is Sujoy Lahiri. Yay! Congratulations, Sujoy, and keep the submissions coming. Remember to participate in our next caption contest to get your name on the next episode of Clothesline. Well, that's a wrap for this time. If you saw any moments from journalism that made you go, oh wow or oh crap, write into us or tweet to us. Subscribe to our newsletter and support our I Pay to Keep News Free campaign. We are the change. You are the change, for better or worse. Never do nothing. Stay connected. Stay online. If you enjoyed that, click up here to support us and down here to subscribe. Be sure to check out our older episodes and the other stuff we do, like Can You Take It, I Agree, panel discussions, comics and animations, and much, much more.